An assistant coach for the Denver Broncos was in court this morning after his arrest on suspicion of assaulting a police officer. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. I'm Sam Shocker. Linebackers coach Michael Wilhoite spent the night in the downtown jail following his arrest Sunday afternoon. Now, according to court documents, Wilhoite left his car unattended in the drop-off lane at Denver International Airport. A Denver police officer confronted him, and at that point, according to court documents, Wilhoite cursed at the officer, then later punched him in the face, knocking him to the ground. Wilhoite has not been formally charged with a crime at this point. He's a former NFL player who joined the Broncos staff as Sean Payton's outside linebackers coach prior to the 2023 season. Friends and family are remembering a former Denver police officer killed in Pennsylvania. Officer Andrew Duarte was shot while responding to an emergency at a hospital where a gunman had taken several hostages. We've now heard from the officer's mother for the first time. Here's 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon.
Officer Andrew Duarte worked here at the Denver Police Department from 2017 to 2022. In those 5 years, he served as a patrol officer and on the DUI enforcement unit. His former colleagues say that he was incredibly smart, funny, and loved his police family. On Saturday, Officer Duarte responded to a shooting at UPMC Memorial Hospital just outside of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The gunman had entered the hospital with zip ties and a pistol. He took several staff members hostage and was killed in a shootout that left Officer Duarte dead and others injured. Officer Duarte had just celebrated his birthday, turning 30 years old last week. His mother, Nancy Duarte Matarisi, says her son had a warrior heart and spirit. She says he was the type of officer who would run in when others were running out. She says she's not surprised her son answered the call and was one of the ones in front.
And he was doing what he wanted to do, what he loved to do, and what he'd been trained to do. He was very good at it. And the Lord used him in a mighty, mighty way throughout his whole police career, whether it was in Denver as a DUI officer or here in West York Borough.
Officer Duarte's former colleague, Lieutenant Alan Ma with Denver Police, says that Duarte was one of the most successful impaired driving enforcement officers in the history of the Denver Police Department, and he still leaves a long legacy here in Colorado. In Denver, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
Courtney, thank you. West Metro Fire confirmed improper disposal of smoking materials sparked a house fire on Cody Court in Lakewood yesterday afternoon. Crews say the homeowner left the house and came back to find it up in flames. The smoke from the fire could be seen from several blocks away, and the home did suffer structural damage to both the interior and exterior of the house. Luckily, no one was hurt. A snowboarder was killed in one of 2 avalanches in Grand County this weekend. The sheriff's office says Saturday a rider got caught in an avalanche in the Fingers area on Berthoud Pass. That is known to be a steep, rocky area easily accessed from the parking area at the summit of Berthoud Pass. The Colorado Avalanche Information Center says that the avalanche removed the entire season's snowpack. The snowboarder has not yet been identified. And no one was hurt in the other avalanche in Grand County Saturday, which happened on Gravel Mountain near Grand Lake. This was what was caught on camera, if you can see there, and 3 to 4 people were caught in that slide, but fortunately they were able to get out, either on their own or with the help of bystanders. Officials believe a snowmobile caused it. It has been quite windy this morning. This is a live look outside our station right now. And earlier, I mean, look at the flag right there, still flapping in the wind. Weather impact meteorologist Chris Bianchi has the latest.
Weather-wise, it's been not only warm, but windy so far today. Early this morning, we had some peak gusts. Most of these were during the overnight hours, but we did top out in some cases at 60 to 1 gust at Dakota Hill. That's just outside of Idaho Springs, 83-mile-an-hour wind gusts. But for the most part, the main impact, the main story today will be those temperatures. 67 for today, sunny and windy out there. Our daily record, 71. That was set back in 1995. Not going to be too far away from that. 60s, 70s, Eastern Plains, and 40s for us in the mountains. And those overall headlines, yes, it's warm and it's windy today, but later this week we get a brief blip in those temperatures. And then next week could be interesting. Details on that in your full forecast.
Chris, thank you. New at noon, NBC News announced Lester Holt will be stepping down as the nightly news anchor after 10 years. NBC says he will turn his attention to a full-time role at Dateline, which he calls his second home. He will continue on the desk for nightly until early summer. In the announcement, NBC News praised his dedication, the respect he's earned among colleagues, and the, quote, extraordinary grace and humility he's shown while delivering the top news and stories throughout the years. A group of RTD passengers had a frightening moment in Aurora this weekend. An RTD bus ended up in a pond after a crash involving another car. And that impact near East Colorado Avenue and South Dayton Street pushed the bus into a small pond. Police say the approximate 15 people who were on that bus were able to get out through the back. None of the passengers were hurt, but the bus driver was taken to the hospital for minor injuries. Police say so far it is not clear who was at fault in the crash. Driving through Littleton and along Santa Fe Drive will be different starting tomorrow morning. As 9 News reporter Lauren Scafidi tells us, the traffic will change to accommodate a pipe relining project that's separate from another project in Littleton.
The project starts tomorrow, so today is your last day of a normal commute along Santa Fe Drive. Here's a map of where you could see those issues. Crews will start work on underground sanitary sewer lines under Santa Fe Drive between about the south end of the Arapahoe Community College campus to the Lee Gulch Overlook. That's the red box you're seeing right there on your screen. This project is about 20 years in the making, part of an effort to reline more than 5 miles of interceptor line, which is just a fancy way of saying the main sewer line between Littleton neighborhoods to the treatment plant. This work is a way of preventing any future problems. Temporary lane closures are possible along Santa Fe Drive, so traffic could be an issue. People are already posting on social media things like RIP traffic. In Littleton, Lauren Scafidi, 9 News.
Lauren, thank you.